It's very nice of you, Don. I'm surprised I'm here. Not surprising on your show that I'm out performing again. I've got a good. I'm in a good frame of mind now, and I think I want to perform this year, and I want to go out and let the people see me, the people who have supported me so well and bought my records and everything. I think I'm ready to perform now.
So then you'll be doing concerts all over the country?
Yeah, I think so.
I was one of the fortunate ones who witnessed your recent concert in Oakland at the Oakland Coliseum. And it was really just a fantastic thing to see the reaction of the people. And I think you picked a really great town to launch your tour in, because Oakland people are just beautiful. They really support the artists. Not that a lot of other cities don't, but people in the entertainment business seem to agree that Oakland's a great town to do anything,
Well, for all the people who are watching your show now up in Oakland, I'd like to, say thank you now for the tremendous support that they gave me. I thought they were terrific. I was extremely apprehensive at the beginning of the show, but once I heard the ovation and everything, I wanted to perform, so it helped tremendously. Just as I think the kids here, the ladies and gentlemen rather, are just great here, and I enjoyed during the two numbers previously. I didn't lip sync them too well, but it was fun.
You had to say that, did you? We're going to turn the questioning over to the Soul Train gang, Marvin, okay? And
Hi, my name is Lisa, and I would like to ask Marvin, when is he going to have a concert here at the Forum in Los Angeles?
Well, yeah, I think so. There is, some promoter told me, they said, well, if you're going to perform in Los Angeles, you should probably make it your last stop, or New York, because if you have any problems with the performance, then that's how your reviews go. I mean, promoters all over the country are interested in how your performance goes in California and New York. So probably I'll be winding up my tour here in Los Angeles, so maybe 3 months, from now.
You see me there.
Okay, baby.
Hi, my name is Dwayne, and I'd like to know what are some of your hobbies, like besides singing, because I know you like to sing, and what else do you like to do besides singing at your spare time?
Well, I'm kind of sensual, and I enjoy.
No, I'm talking about you.
I enjoy people, and I like fooling around.
My name is Fawn Keonis, and I'd like to ask you, how come you was away from the stage so long?
Well, I never. I had an unfortunate incident. I don't know if some of you are old enough to have. Tammy and I recorded together years ago, and when we lost her, it affected me really quite psychologically, and I really didn't care to perform after that. So that was the reason.
Hi, my name is Vicky, and I would like to know whose idea was it for you and Diana Ross to get together and record an album?
It was Berry Gordy's idea.
got time for one more here.
My name is James Phillips, and I'd like to know, are you and Diana Ross going to make another album soon?
I love Diana Ross. I mean, she's a beautiful person. She's really a beautiful human being, and I enjoyed making that album with her an awful lot, and I think she's home now here in L.A. I'd love to make another album with Diane. Yes.
Marvin Pence Gaye Jr., known professionally as Marvin Gaye, was born on April 2nd, 1939, at Freedman's Hospital, now known as Howard University Hospital in Washington, D.C. He was the second of 4 children to Marvin Gaye Sr. and his wife, Alberta. Soon after the birth of Marvin Jr., Marvin Gaye Sr. would lead a Pentecostal ministry in Norristown, Pennsylvania, where he was ordained as a bishop. Only a few years after that, he would convert and become a Hebrew Israelite, which is what Marvin Jr. and his siblings would be raised as. Marvin Gaye Jr. was a defiant young man who often challenged authority and inevitably led to a very violent and abusive relationship with his father, who himself was abused as a child and suffered from alcoholism and internal conflicts with his own sexuality. Marvin Jr. began playing the piano, drums, and singing in church at the age of 4, eventually developing a powerful and versatile voice. In high school, Marvin joined several doo-wop groups, including the Dippers and the DC Tones. When Marvin turned 17 years old, he ran away from the abuse of his father by joining the Air Force. His stint in the service was short-lived due to his defiant nature and unwillingness to fall in line with the rigid structures of the military. After just 1 year in the Air Force, Marvin received an honorable discharge due to feigning mental illness. After returning to Washington, D.C., Marvin formed another doo-wop group called the Marquis, which found success in the local D.C. market. They began working with Bo Diddley, Chuck Berry, and the Moonglows, with the last leading Marvin to Detroit and Berry Gordy Jr., the founder of Motown Records. During his early years at Motown, Marvin wrote records and played drums for Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. In 1961, he began his solo career, first by adding an E to the end of his last name, Gaye, to put distance between himself and his father, and also to dispel rumors surrounding his sexuality. Initially aiming to be a crooner in the style of Nat King Cole, his debut album, The Soulful Moods of Marvin Gaye, was a commercial failure. But fortunately for Marvin, he found success the next year in 1962 within the Motown R&B system, delivering hits like Stubborn Kinda Fellow, How Sweet It Is, and I Heard It Through the Grapevine. In 1963, Marvin married Anna, the sister of Berry Gordy Jr., solidifying himself in the Gordy family business. Marvin would go on to record a series of duet albums, beginning with Mary Wells, then Kim Weston, and finally Philadelphia native Tammy Terrell. Marvin and Tammy would go on to record 3 successful albums, leading up to the young singer's tragic death at the age of 24. Terrell's illness, along with Marvin's failing relationship with his wife Anna, led to him having a mental breakdown, which culminated in his first publicized attempt at unaliving himself in 1969, where he barricaded himself in a Detroit apartment and threatened to off himself with a handgun. Luckily, Berry Gordy Sr. was able to intervene in that situation. As his career progressed, Marvin yearned for more artistic control and began to explore socially conscious themes. The 1971 album, What's Going On, was a groundbreaking and deeply impactful art that transcended the landscape of popular music. Inspired by his younger brother, Frankie Gaye, this album departed from the typical Motown formula of catchy singles. It was a cohesive concept album and song cycle exploring socially relevant themes from the perspective of a Vietnam War veteran returning home to a nation grappling with injustice, poverty, environmental decay, and police brutality. In 1973, Marvin legally separated from Anna and shortly thereafter met his future second wife, Janice Hunter, who would become the inspiration for his 1973 album, Let's Get It On, which would become his most commercially successful album at Motown. In 1974, Marvin and Janice will welcome their first child, Nona, followed by Frankie the next year in 1975. In 1977, following the finalization of his divorce from Anna, Marvin married Janice, although the matrimony would be short-lived. Their open marriage, domestic abuse, and drug dependence turned disastrous, and Janice filed for legal separation just 2 years later in 1979. Now, Marvin had been a heavy marijuana smoker and casual cocaine user for most of his adult life, but by the late 70s, he had developed a serious dependence and addiction to the drug and would later begin freebasing and using PCP. During this period, he attempted to unalive himself a second time while in Maui, Hawaii, by ingesting an ounce of cocaine, but it did not unalive him. In 1980, grappling with tax issues and a failing second marriage, he moved to Europe, seeking a fresh start. He spent time in London and then Ostend, Belgium, where he worked on new music. This period culminated in the release of his 1982 album, Midnight Love, which featured the massive hit, Sexual Healing. This song earned him his first 2 Grammy Awards and marked a significant comeback in his career. In 1983, Marvin returned to the United States and moved into his parents' home in Los Angeles, which he had bought for them. Despite his professional success, he continued to struggle with cocaine addiction and depression. According to his sister Jean, just 4 days before his demise, Marvin jumped out of a speeding sports car in his third attempt at taking his own life. In that incident, he only suffered minor injuries. In his final days, he had increasingly volatile conflicts with his father, Marvin Gaye Sr. Their strained relationship, marked by years of emotional and physical abuse in Marvin Jr.'s childhood, reached a traumatic climax on April 1st, 1984, the day before Marvin's 45th birthday. Following an argument about misplaced business documents, Marvin Jr. physically attacked his father. In response, Marvin Gaye Sr. shot his son twice, with the first shot proving fatal. Marvin Gaye was pronounced deceased on arrival at the California Hospital Medical Center. His passing sent shockwaves through the music world, tragically cutting short the life of one of the soul music's most iconic and influential figures. In the years following his passing, his profound contributions to soul, R&B, and popular music have been consistently celebrated and honored. One of the most significant forms of posthumous recognition has been his induction into numerous halls of fame, including the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the NAACP Hall of Fame, the Songwriters Hall of Fame, and the Rhythm and Blues Music Hall of Fame. These inductions acknowledge his innovative songwriting, exceptional vocal talent, and his ability to blend genres while addressing socially relevant themes. Marvin Gaye also received prestigious awards after his passing, including the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 1996, recognizing his lasting impact on the music industry. His iconic songs and albums have also been consistently lauded. Several of his recordings, such as I Heard It Through the Grapevine, What's Going On, and Sexual Healing, have been included in the list of the greatest songs of all time by organizations like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and Rolling Stone magazine. Notably, Rolling Stone even ranked his seminal album, What's Going On, as the greatest album of all time in their revised 2020 list, underscoring its enduring cultural and musical significance. Furthermore, Marvin Gaye received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 1990, ensuring his permanent presence among the entertainment's elite. Various tributes and memorial events have been held in his honor, and his music continues to be celebrated through reissues, documentaries, and contemporary artists. Now, I think the moral to this story is that trauma in foundational Black American men can manifest itself in multiple ways, including but not limited to anger and irritability, substance abuse, risky and self-destructive behaviors, intrusive memories and flashbacks, paranoia, trust issues, and thoughts of self-harm and self-deletion. Now, I know this is going to sound cliche, but as heterosexual foundational Black American men, we need to seek therapy, particularly with another heterosexual foundational Black American male therapist. Now, I know these types of professionals are few and far between, so we need to cultivate the younger generation of FBA men to pursue these careers, to ultimately give back to the community, and build a network where we as FBA men won't be attacked and or ridiculed for the state of our mental health. Trust me, brother, drinking all the liquor, smoking all the za, and popping all the pills in the world will not stop your depression. Let's start taking real corrective actions to curb these tragic outcomes that occur far too often. Are you ready to become the change that is needed in our communities? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Peace.